I've always loved cars, especially fast ones. I've always had a thing for German cars. Naturally, that love would lead me to realizing my dream of getting a Porsche, and I finally did. The awesome thing is, I bought this car for zero down, and basically I'm getting paid to own it. If you want to know how I pulled this off, this is the video for you. I made this channel to teach people like you how to make money so that one day you can drop your 9 to 5 and go out there and live your dreams. If this sounds like what you need, please like this video and make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a thing. My name is Carl Pierre, and this is entp Life. In today's video, I'm covering how I literally paid nothing to get this car and how other people are paying it all for me. If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm talking about using Turo, basically the Airbnb for cars. Instead of renting a car from a company like Hertz, you rent a car from normal people. There's exotic cars on there that you just wouldn't be able to find on other platforms, and cars really renting on the cheap when compared to the big rental chains. I've included a referral link down below so that you can check it out and download it. You'll never know when you need to rent a car on the fly or rent out your own car to make a few bucks. I definitely recommend having this app on your phone just in case so you have a few different options. Also, if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area and you want to rent out my car, use the link down below to use this baby on your next vacation. You might be thinking how this all came together. Well, I'm going to tell you how. Last year, I made a video talking about my worst purchase, which was a BMW 335 convertible. The car was awesome, but I felt I poured money down the drain. I then got a viewer comment that went something like, why not just get the car that you want and rent it out on Turo? That comment got me thinking, and I couldn't let it go. But before I get into the details of the transaction, let's check the car out. This is a 2018 Porsche 718, also known as the Porsche Cayman. When this car came out back in 2006, I knew I had to have it. It was basically a hardtop version of the Boxster and the entry level of the Porsche lineup. It has all the typical characteristics you'd expect. Seductive curves, a low posture to the ground, and tons of sex appeal. The pictures you're seeing are from my test shoot prior to hiring a professional photographer for my listing photos. I've never photographed the car, so I wanted someone with experience to do it for me. And of course, the next time, I'm going to shoot it myself, so I no longer have to pay that cameraman fee. But enough of talking about that. Let's take this car for a ride. And the crazy part is, immediately I'm thinking 9/11. that's awful mindset to have. This is driving like this, which is pretty impressive, then that 911 must be absolutely ridiculous. So let's get into the details of the deal and how I paid nothing for this car. You might be thinking, how did all this happen? Well, short answer is, you guys made me do it. So one Saturday morning, I got the bug to go to the Porsche dealership and waste time with my daughter, right? I wanted to see what the new lineup was. I saw they had a new electric car, and really wanted to see what everything was about. I walk in, and the first car that I see when I get into the showroom was this red Porsche Cayman. And I was like, that's pretty nice. I meet with the gentleman just to kind of get a sense of what's happening with Porsche. This was like the sales rep. And he told me that, you know, they are actually having some issues getting vehicles into the United States because of the whole coronavirus and shipping routes being interrupted and manufacturing being interrupted. And I was like, well, that's pretty interesting. And he was like, and the worst part about it is that the financing options haven't been better in his whole time working with Porsche. He was like, they're actually doing a zero down program and long-term financing at 2-point-something%. And I was like, wait a second, that sounds amazing. And I was like, you know, how much is this Porsche right here? And he was like, oh, I think that one is selling for about $58,000. So I walked around it and I was like, you know what, run my credit, let's see if we can make this happen. And at the same time, I was already thinking, well, if I get this car, it's gonna be a nice little toy for myself. Maybe my partner could use it, she's looking to get her license. And I already have another vehicle that's like the family vehicle. I was like, well, this might be nice to have. And at the same time, I could test out this Turo thing. And that's how it all came together. So zero down, and I think I'm paying a 5-year term. So it's about $1,000 a month or so for the vehicle. And I get to cover those costs. renting it out on Turo. After I got it home, it was straight to business. I took the same approach I had with my Airbnbs and wanted to make sure I presented the car in a way that appeared professional. And that's why I hired a professional photographer with experience shooting cars. The cost for that was less than $250, and it got me quality photos so that my ad represented nicely. Some of you may want more details on how Turo works and what the numbers are like. I'll be making a follow-up video in a few weeks going over my experience with Turo. In that video, I'll be talking about pricing, insurance, and the experience of hosting, as well as the back end of Turo. So tell me what you think about this strategy. Is this something that you would do as a business, or would you do it just to kill your car payment? Let me know right in the comment section below. Thanks again for joining me here at ENTP Life, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.